What is it? Baddest beauty?
No, you gotta do this over. You're not gonna play me like that.
What is it?
You're like, what do they call you again? You're like, what's your name? You're like, wait, who am I with again? Like, okay. The first time around, you was like me.
This is the podcast for faith, mindset, and entrepreneurship. It's not about how many times you fall, but about how many times you pick yourself back up again. So get ready to hear a ton of transformations and testimonials. This is the Mommy Mindset Mentor.
Welcome everyone to the Mommy Mindset Mentor. This is the baddest, okay? Be the baddest. We met on Instagram, and something that I love about you is the motivation, the self-love, the mom, like being a mom, but like, oh my gosh, like so strong, so powerful, and
That's funny.
who you are, even if you don't feel like that, but that's definitely like what you represent when people look at you, like so strong. And I love that about you. This episode, we're going to be talking about motivation, self-love, and entrepreneurship. So V has been on the online world for what, 5 years?
I mean, I've been on social media since Instagram came out, like when I was in high school, but actually like taking it serious, like as earning income, 5 years. Yeah,
5 years. Okay, so how did you get started on like the online entrepreneur world? And this was before you had kids.
Yeah, before
Okay.
I had kids. So basically I was working in the hospital and I wanted
What
to...
were you? A nurse?
I was a lab assistant in New York City, and I was working like crazy hours, but I always knew I wanted to, like I used to see like YouTubers, and I always said I wanted to do that. So once I like had enough money, I like got like the whole backdrop and the camera and everything. And my boyfriend at the time, I would like make little videos with him of us like doing skincare, doing his hair, and even then from there I started like sharing it more, and I even got like my first collab with somebody where they gave me a shapewear. And I remember I tried on the shapewear, like they sent it to me and I was promoting it, and some girl reached out to me on social media and she said, hey, why are you promoting someone else's shapewear when you can have your own? So that's when I was like, well, I don't know anybody. And she was like, so her name's actually Big Bottom Behavior. I'm so grateful for her because she like really started it off for me, where I was like, oh snap, like why don't I have something that's mine? And it was she had such a big following at the time, and I only had like 10K followers, and she was like hundreds of K followers. And I was like, damn, I really want to do that. And then she put me with a connect, and then I started promoting my shapewear. From promoting my shapewear and like doing all that stuff and like promoting my workouts and stuff, my sponsor in Herbalife actually reached out to me. Well, she actually like started liking my stuff because she saw that I was like trying to do something, which she connected me to starting in that nutrition company, and then also having my own shapewear.
Both have 2 kids, a son and daughter, so it's crazy. For other people who are online entrepreneurs, like what has been like your biggest lessons when it comes to like growing Instagram, growing TikTok, like lessons?
Lesson I didn't really have to learn that I just feel like is why I feel like I'm so, I wouldn't say good, but this is such my thing, is the fact that I always been consistent. So from the moment somebody that had an influence on me, that had a lifestyle that I wanted, I was like, what are you doing? And she told me right away, this and this is what I'm doing. You have to do it too. And I was so coachable, and until this day I still do those things where I'm super consistent on my social media platform. I don't have to be as consistent as I was in the beginning because now I've built such a following. But at the time I was posting 6 times a day, posting on my stories. When I was sad, mad, angry, it didn't matter, I was posting. So that's something that, you know, honestly, if you're doing social media, it's just something you have to learn, that it doesn't matter how you feel. If this is something that you want to do, that you have to share that. And then another lesson is just like not caring what people think about you. And like that's such a big lesson to learn, because what we get in our head about when it comes to posting is, oh, is this person gonna like it? Is this person gonna like it? Is this good? Oh, this is not getting a lot of likes. But at the end of the day, it's literally like it's just like being your authentic self. Like I feel like that's why I've been able to grow my page, because like you go to my page, it's not about like the lighting or any of that, because I could be back in my basement apartment and I feel like I will still get the same likes. It's because I'm being myself.
The camera's about to die.
No way.
Oh my gosh. You could just use our iPhone.
How do I handle the negative comments?
Like, do you look at them? Do you not care?
I look at them. I look at them till this day. I look at them, and you know what I noticed about myself is like I comment on like the negative before I comment on the good. And I noticed that when one of my followers said, "Notice how you comment on something negative people are saying, but look at all these positive comments and you don't even respond to us." And I was like, "Oh, you're right, sis."
You're so busy looking at the negative
That I'm so focused on that one negative comment when I have like 200 positive comments. So it's like for me, it's just, it never affected like my work, but it does affect my mindset and the way I thought of myself. Like, you know, sometimes people say like, "Oh, I'm fat," you know, things like that. Like, it would bother me and make me more self-conscious. And when I see people in person, it would make me like, are they thinking this of me? But then it's like, I never stopped my work though. But it does, till this day, I still like, it like hits me, but I don't let it change me, you know?
how moms
I'm trying to start a podcast, but you're a mom.
no, like how moms hang out and just like your kids like doing this, your kids doing that, and just blocking it out. So how do you stay motivated and consistent when it comes to working out, posting daily on Instagram, running your business, but also being a mom of two? Because sometimes I feel like, I don't know if you would look at it as this, like some people use their kids as an excuse. And I don't know, like if they're doing it on purpose, you know, because we know being a mom is hard.
Yeah.
But like, what's the difference between like letting kids stop you and like actually getting it done? So like, what keeps you motivated? Like, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay consistent with having so much things on your plate?
Well, I feel like, well, with staying motivated, like just overall staying motivated as a person, like mom or not, it's just a muscle that you just build over time. It's not something that is like, it's not something that, oh, you have to stay motivated all the time, because you're not going to be motivated all the time. You're going to wake up sometimes and not want to do things, and you just do it anyway, right? So it's like just the muscle that you build, like through losing weight and seeing results. That's what has built the muscle for me of like knowing like what the end result is going to look like. Like, oh my God, if I stay consistent for 3 months and I do this, I know what it's gonna look like for me when it comes to like nutrition aspect. But then when it also comes to like business entrepreneurship, it's like knowing that you can't just start something and do it for 2 weeks and think something's gonna come out of that. It's not gonna happen. And then also like with the whole having children, there's 2 types of parents in this world. People that use their kids as the excuse, and they don't, it's like an unknown, it's like self, what's going on, Papa? I'm sorry guys, I'm about to stand it up. It's like the, is this bad?
No, it's good.
It's fine? Okay. It's like the unknowing, because I wouldn't say like, oh, as a mom, you're like, yes, my kids are my excuse. Like, you're not saying that, but a lot of the times we get consumed in motherhood that we're not doing the things that we once used to do or that we want to do for ourselves, and we're using the fact that we're a mother to not do them. Instead of being a power, using that as your power, like, yo, I'm a mother and I'm gonna bring my kids with me to the gym, I'm gonna do these actions. And when you do those things, your kids actually love it. Like when my son sees me working out, he thinks I'm literally playing, which is like, we are playing. If you think about it, like in a jungle gym, they're playing. Like it's the same thing. Like that's our grown-up play, is me working out. And I try to incorporate them as much as I can, or I try to make them see me do that, because I want to instill in my son and in my daughter that like this is a thing, a healthy lifestyle is a thing, and the only way that they're gonna know about it is not by me saying it, it's by me doing it. So.
Like, be about that action.
Yeah, like, be about
don't just say it, but do it.
Yeah,
like,
which I find like that's why having kids is even more of a fuel, because if you know your kids are watching you, it makes you like, yo, I need to get up today because my son is watching me. If I stay in bed all day, he's gonna grow up and think that's normal for me to just stay in bed all day. He's like, oh, I can stay in bed all day. Mom, my mom, when I grew up, she was just staying in bed all day, and somehow magically things were happening, you know, and then they live like this mediocre life because of my decisions. Like when I could change that, like what's normal for him could be like his norm could be me like doing bigger things in my life, and then that's normal for him, so then he's obviously gonna want to do better than that. So that's the way I think about it. I'm like, if I give my son more than what I had, then when he has that and he thinks it's normal, he's gonna want more than that, and then it's a ripple effect.
Yeah, like with every generation, it's better.
Yeah, but it starts with you, for sure.
When it comes to like in the future when it comes to dating and things like that, what are some like red flags and what are some green flags that you feel like, how do you know when it's gonna be like the right time to date again, you know? Like, because you have children, I feel like it's easy, like if someone doesn't have kids, but like, how do you know when it's like, okay, this person could be around my kids, or like when is it the right time to introduce my kids to them, you know? Like,
I am not,
that's like a whole different dating thing.
Yeah, this is a whole podcast that we're definitely gonna do of just that question that we're gonna dive into. But just to keep it brief, like I am not even fully, I feel like, healed in my journey, and I feel like for me this is my own thing, because I know moms that have introduced their future, their man to their kids at a young age, and it's worked out for them, and that's their husband, and that's an amazing experience. For me right now in my life, like my kids are so young that, and I'm so protective over them because I'm a single mother, because it's only me right now, you know, like that. I feel like I just feel like the absolute need to protect this part of my life so much that like the only people that do get access to my kids like are very, like, they're very important to me, which is like my family and my friends. And when it comes to a man, I don't feel like a man needs to meet my kids, because I'm not looking for a father to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I could see like women who do that and then they're looking for that, but right now I'm not looking for someone to be a father to my kids. My kids have a father, whether he's here or not, and it's like what I desire in a relationship has nothing to, doesn't involve them, or it doesn't involve them right away, even though, because they are a big part of my life, I just feel like it wouldn't involve them right away. So a major red flag to me is so funny. A major red flag, because it's like you go through a heartbreak and now you just peep the red flags, like you peep them so easily. Like when someone says they hate their mom, red flag, like put a red flag on me. Put all the red flags, like make it go across. Like when they say they hate their mom, or they're like just not loving towards their mom, even if it was their mom's fault, even if that, like, you know, like things happen and people go through traumatic things, but it's a major red flag when a man says they do not like their mom, because if they're not a good person to their mom, like they're not going to be a good person to you. Like the way they treat their mom is the way they're going to treat you. So if they're treating their mom like shit, eventually they're going to show themselves and they're going to treat you like shit. And it happens. I see it all the time with my friends, in my own relationships, and I've noticed like those men that love their mom, they love women. Like finding a man that loves women in general, like loves the woman species, like, you know, like respects them, like holds them onto a higher power of like, yo, women give life to this world. Women like do so much, because men do so much too. Major green flag.
But I feel like that's kind of like what you said, like he has to like love his mom.
Exactly.
I feel like for me a red flag is kind of like when a man talks bad about his exes.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like for me, like that's actually what I noticed about my man, is that he never talked to me about his ex's business or situation. And that really like actually stood out to me at first when we first started dating, because I was like, oh, even if me and him weren't to last, I know he's not going to be running my mouth to other people. And because when I had met him, he was actually still in a relationship when he started talking to me. Yeah. So he was actually in a relationship with 2 strippers. But they were like all in a 3-way relationship.
Okay, this is ghetto real quick.
Okay, so they were like actually like, he doesn't like when I be putting his business out there, but
it's out here.
You know what I'm saying? It has to do with me too. But so anyways, like when I had met him, he was still in a relationship, and they were like in a 3-way relationship. And he was like, oh, do you want to be a part of our team? I said,
the fact that this is actually normal.
He
like,
said, do you want to
like
be a
for me,
part of
I feel
our team?
so like thrown off, but then I actually have I've heard of situations where people get like throttles,
and I was 18, and I was like, I would never be the second, mucho menos la tercera, like not even the third one. You think I wouldn't even be the second? You think I'm gonna be the third one? And we gotta put all our money together. I might as well keep my money for myself.
Yeah.
And so but literally like as soon as, but I never gave him a chance because he was in a relationship. Yeah. Like me, I'm like, heck, like that's not how I grew up. I grew up like wanting a marriage, because you know I grew up in church and things like that. So like my mom always taught me that. But as soon as like she kind of like the girl ended up breaking up with him, then I ended up giving him a chance, because okay, now you're out of a relationship. Yeah. And so yeah, the fact that he never told me anything, because me, like if I'm dating somebody, like my man, like I would tell him my business. Oh, this happened to me in my previous relationship, but he never told me things about his ex.
Yeah.
So unless I asked him, and so that is actually something that I realized is like,
You actually like that.
yeah, because I realized like it has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do more about him.
As a person.
Yeah, then
Like
it has,
character.
even if she cheated on him, if she did whatever to him,
He didn't come to like, oh, that bitch
yeah,
is like this.
exactly. So I knew that
Yeah.
he wouldn't disrespect me if we were so happy not to be together, because
Yeah.
he didn't disrespect a woman who actually
Disrespected.
didn't even deserve the respect.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that for me is green flag. Is like someone who has morals and standards and characteristics, despite the fact of
Being
what somebody
done
else
wrong.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
Like
has
they
to do
still
more with
hold
you.
their character.
Yes, that is so important. And but something else that is a green flag is he was always honest with me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hide the fact that he was in a relationship. He didn't hide the fact that he had kids with other women. You know what I'm saying? Because some men would hide that, like they're not
Because of being judged. But he's like, I'm just
but and that's something that I respect in a relationship, is that he's honest. Whether he might do something that I don't like, but he'll tell me.
Yeah.
So that way I have the option to choose if
This
it's
is a
something.
boomer me.
Bro, she's like, she's bored of her.
No. Where am I on my self-love journey? I'm at a beautiful place, honestly.
Show off your tattoo.
Not the
That was deep. That was deep.
it's the wine.
That was-
she hit you with the eyes closed.
No, I don't know why. Like my man was making fun of me because he's like, Daisy, and all you're ready was like, you're like, agreeing. Like I'll be at church, I'm like, yes.
Say that again. Say that one more time. I'm at a place in my life where
like tattoo.
oh yeah,
Beautiful.
I really love it, right?
So this represents your self-love journey.
This is not really my self-love journey. I might cry. This is more of like a journey that, wow, girl, you put me on the spot. This is a journey that I went on my own, like forcefully. Like I didn't choose this to be a single mother, but I was forced into it. Not by anybody specifically, but by God himself, who forced me into this, because he said, he had the teddy bear behind his back, and I was holding on to this little teddy bear, and I was not letting. I will say that story forever.
And
like
he said he got something bigger and better for you.
he said he had something bigger and better for me, and I was this little girl who would not let this little teddy bear go, because for the life of me, I thought that was what my life was, this small thing. But it wasn't. Like, and he's like, I'm gonna show you. Like, you don't want to move. I'm gonna let life move on you, and it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna be painful, and you're gonna go through things. And you're gonna go hit rock bottom and come back, but you're gonna come back. And like the fact that there was times on this journey with my 2 kids by myself, like where I felt like, how the hell am I gonna get back to this place where I can like show myself and be like this woman where people are inspired by, because I didn't feel that anymore. And yeah, like I went through that for like, I want to say I'm proud of myself that I didn't let it last years. Like I want to say the last year of my life, the last 8 months of my life, I went through something that I wouldn't wish on anybody, that was so hard on me and my kids. And also like not trying to show my kids, like being the only person in front of my kids' face, and also not trying to show that I was going through something and affecting them. So that was like my hardest journey. So this is me holding my babies, because you know, and then we all have butterfly wings because we all grew through this. Like it's such a growing, like as they're growing up, I'm growing, you know? And as they grew up in this last year, it was such a growing moment for me. Like at a time I felt like I cannot do this by myself, and now I feel like I can do this by myself. In the sense of like, and I know people can have their own opinions, like no, they need this, they need that. Like actually kids need peace, and kids need love, and kids need their childhood and their innocence. And that's what this whole self-love journey has helped me through, is like having small kids, being forced to be on my own, being forced to like go through hard things because of like literally, because if I was a single woman with no kids, it'd be easy for me to go to the club,
be outside
and forget all these emotions that I'm feeling. But because of my kids, I had to feel those emotions every night and like put them to bed. And like even though I don't feel good, or I want to go and like drink my feelings away, or like do this or do that, or be with somebody just to feel better for the moment, I couldn't. So God put me through that so that I can feel all these feelings, so that I could be here today where I'm at peace. Like I am, nobody can get through to my little bubble, my family. Like we are so strong, like we're stronger than ever, we're happier than ever. And now I'm finally at a place where I'm like, I don't know what my next move is, but it's probably gonna be my best move. And I'm so grateful. Like in the last year I was able to do so much.
And what was it like? I saw that you had posted on your story that you had went to church and like that, like God really spoke to you through the past.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, so share that with us. Like, you know, so your friend invited you to church?
Yeah.
Did you feel like going? Or were you like, no?
I didn't. That's so crazy. I've never, like this whole time since I moved out here, I've never felt like not going somewhere until the morning of, like, she was like, oh, let's go to church. And I'm like, lit, let's go. Somewhere to go. I have someone to watch my kids. My sister was out here. I'm like, anywhere. Like, I would be down for anything just to, like, have that space, you know?
Yeah.
So the fact that she invited me to church, I was like, yeah, let's go. So when the morning came, I was running late. Church is at a certain time.
That always happens.
Yeah.
Like, when you gotta go to church and then, like, no, but that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that happens to me.
Yeah.
Like, but then I realized, like, that feeling when I don't want to go is I know I gotta go.
Yeah,
Like,
and I felt it so strongly. Like immediately when I felt myself complaining, I was like,
That is
oh
the
now.
devil trying to stop
I was
me
like,
from
oh
going.
now. I was like, oh no, now
I gotta find out.
Have to go.
I gotta find out why
Yeah.
he's trying to stop me from going.
And
like, what
when-
doesn't he
and
want me to hear?
the first line he opened up with was, you ever feel like you're going through life? I got chills. You ever feel like you're going through life and life just takes a 360 on you, and you never prayed for it, but you praised him for it? And I was just like, that just like right there. Like I was like, I was like in. Like I was in. Like I was like phone down. Like I was in. Like I was like, oh, he's talking to me, and I just took it all in, and I took it as like. I just took it as like I'm on the right path. Everything's happening literally because it needs to happen this way. And you know, it's true. Like I didn't pray for this. Like no one prays to be a single mom. No one prays for, you know, the situations that happen. But I praise him for it because, man, the girl I was last year and the girl I am today is so different.
Yes.
So different. Like it's so different, and I'm so grateful.
So thank you for watching. Make sure that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Head over to V's Instagram page. Give them your Insta.
It's VBaddest_beauty, and my podcast is about to drop very soon. It's VBaddest Talks. I'm so
what are you gonna be talking
excited. It's literally gonna be more about, well, I'm starting it off with like motherhood and finding yourself in motherhood, like not losing yourself in motherhood, finding your sexiness, finding your identity, and still going for what you're passionate about and not losing it just because you're a single mom.
Like, don't lose yourself and just being a mom. Because like you're still your own person.
Yeah. But then also not only being about motherhood, like everything that I've gone through in my life and what has brought me here to be who I am today.
To a baddie, successful entrepreneur, mom, who's killing it. Alright, so thank you so much for taking the time out to be on here, because I know it wasn't easy. Like, we got 4 kids in this house. 4 kids.
It was crazy.
Under 3 years old. No, they're 3 years old.
Yeah, they both just
4
turned 3.
kids. So yeah, it was really hard, but we ended up doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and you guys got like value out of it. And I look forward to collabing with you in other aspects, and just, you know, cheers to a new friendship, you know, that doesn't have to be about Instagram, doesn't have to be about videos, but I can just come over and we can do laundry together.
You're so stupid. She's been wanting to do my laundry and wash my dishes since she got here.
Well, I'm like, I got nothing else to do. Alright.
Peace out.
So good. This is the phone. Now that phone was really good though.
Yeah?
Yeah.